Let's go! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest. We give out takes on the Miami Dolphins. It is Monday night, December 18th, 2023, and this is an extra bonus video for you guys. On a Monday night, getting this video out right before Monday Night Football between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks tonight. Should be an interesting game. Should be an interesting game tonight. I'm expecting an Eagles bounce back, even playing in Seattle. Seattle is not a playoff team, and the Eagles might be playing in the Super Bowl this year. So I'm expecting a bounce back game from the Eagles. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk more about yesterday's game between the Jets and the Dolphins. I want to talk about the updated AFC standings, and I want to talk a little bit about these final three games of the season for the Miami Dolphins. And folks, the Dolphins are 10-4. But with these three final games, the Dolphins have the toughest schedule remaining in the NFL for the last 3 weeks. We're truly going to find out who the Miami Dolphins are. The playoffs for the Miami Dolphins start on Sunday, on Christmas Eve, against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, before we get into everything, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to have some content coming up late in the season. As we go into the new year, we're going to have extra bonus videos. Like today, I'm dropping an extra bonus video for you guys because I got stuff on my mind and I want to talk about it. And then Thursday, we'll be back with Week 16 predictions. We did not do one this past week just because, again, got a lot of stuff going on. And the vibes were low this week, and I really didn't want to record. So I'm back. I'm going to be recording Thursday for picks, Friday for preview. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We got a big game on Sunday, and we're going to be here all week covering it for you guys. I'm going to be here all week covering it for my subscribers. If you're new to the channel, you're a new subscriber, welcome. I hope you enjoy all the content that I do here on the Big Fight Fuel channel when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, when it comes to professional wrestling, AEW, sometimes WWE, and occasionally the 76ers. I haven't done the Sixers video in a while because it's not a lot going on there. NBA in December, you're just looking to see how the team's doing, and the NFL's coming down to the stretch. So right now, the main focus is on the Miami Dolphins. But if you have not already, be sure to go ahead and check out the post-game wrap-up video, the post-game recap video from yesterday with the Miami Dolphins absolutely destroying the New York Jets 30-0. And I want to talk more about that game. It's something that I didn't talk about yesterday. I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson did not stand a chance yesterday behind that offensive line. I understand the New York Jets were playing with backup offensive linemen in the game against the Miami Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. They did not stand a chance. And I don't know what play it was on that he got a concussion, but I'm telling you guys right now, with the Jets eliminated from playoff contention, and there's rumors that Zach Wilson is going to be traded by the New York Jets in the offseason, that's the last time you will see Zach Wilson in a New York Jets uniform in his entire career. He got absolutely mollywopped yesterday against the Miami Dolphins. And a key matchup that I want to look at for that happening was Bradley Chubb being lined up against left tackle Mekhi Becton. Bradley Chubb absolutely ate Mekhi Becton's lunch. He stole his lunch money. He absolutely bullied Mekhi Becton yesterday. You look at that play, the fumble. He was on the backup right tackle, but a lot of the plays that Bradley Chubb was on yesterday, man, he was lined up against Mekhi Becton. Actually, I think that first fumble, I think he was lined up against Mekhi Becton. He absolutely bulldozed him yesterday. You look at that sack, the sack fumble. Christian Wilkins had Zach Wilson wrapped up, and Bradley Chubb comes by. Whoa! Smacks Zach Wilson, bends him backwards, fumbles the football, and Zach Sealer's got a nose for the football type attitude. Picks up the football. He's tackled at the 1-yard line. Dolphins punch it in. The Dolphin defense played pissed off yesterday because they allowed 2 touchdowns in a minute and a half against the Tennessee Titans, which is absolutely unacceptable. Xavier Howard was getting burnt the entire game. Bradley Chubb makes a crucial game decision, a penalty, which mostly was one of the factors that decided the game. I don't want to talk about that Titans game anymore. I was there to experience it, and it's a nightmare. And it's still a nightmare in my head, and I still think about it sometimes. I don't want to think about it anymore. I just can't help myself, though. But the defense absolutely balled out yesterday. And, Andrew Van Ginkel, what a warrior this guy is. Let's talk about Andrew Van Ginkel real quick. Andrew Van Ginkel is on a 1-year deal, and he is set to be a free agent this upcoming offseason. And it was reported by Adam Schefter today that Andrew Van Ginkel broke his nose during the first quarter of Sunday's win versus the Jets and played with it the rest of the game. Van Ginkel is not expected to miss time. Dude is an absolute warrior, man. And he did a press conference, I think it was today or yesterday. You couldn't even tell that this man had a broken nose. But the fact that he played the entire game with the broken nose, that's like the person who shows up to school, he's all sick, he couldn't sleep the night before, he was coughing in class, but he wasn't going to miss class because there was a test or something. That was Andrew Van Ginkel yesterday. He knows he's on a 1-year deal. He knows he's trying to impress the Miami Dolphins organization. He knows that he's got a big role to fill. And even with a broken nose, he goes out there and he plays a solid game for the Miami Dolphins. And then Duke Riley continues to improve with Jerome Baker out. I would say if you can get Jerome Baker back for the playoffs, you do it. But Duke Riley is filling that role really, really nicely since Jerome Baker has been out. And you look at these PFF grades for the Miami Dolphins. Those 3 guys that we just talked about, they're 3 of the 5 highest graded PFFs for the Dolphins yesterday. Bradley Chubb was received a 94 from PFF. Jalen Waddle got a 92.8. Duke Riley got a 90.9. Andrew Van Ginkel, 86.7. And Teron Armstead, 83.3. The guys absolutely balled out. And then the last thing, again, Jalen Waddle's finally getting appreciated. It felt like he took a step back this year with how much Tyreek is getting, like in the game plan and how many yards he's getting. Yesterday, Jalen Waddle had the ability to show up, and show out without Tyreek Hill, and he absolutely did. I said it on the post-game recap video. You can go back and watch it for yourself. He absolutely cooked DJ Reed yesterday. He cooked Sauce Gardner in Black Friday, and he cooked DJ Reed. yesterday. So there's any Jet fans on Twitter that want to go on and claim, oh, Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed's the best cornerback duo in the NFL, you can show them the 2 games that Jalen Waddle had against the Jets. Because in the first game, he was lined up against Sauce Gardner, and in the second game, he was lined up against DJ Reed, and he got 100 times both times. 2 out of 3 games this year, Jalen Waddle got 100 receiving yards, was against the New York Jets. So for any Jet fans that want to say Sauce and DJ Reed are the best cornerback duo in the NFL, shut up, okay? It's time to shut up. That's all I got to say about the New York Jets. That's all the attention I'm going to give the New York Jets. They don't deserve my attention anymore. Just a little nitpicking about that game yesterday, too. And for last thing, all the Dolphins fans that are going out there and they're talking shit about Tony Romo, stop complaining just to complain. Yeah, Tony Romo's not the best announcer in the NFL. Yeah, Tony Romo was very annoying sometimes, but he wasn't that bad yesterday, man. I mean, you can't, like, because obviously he loves Josh Allen and he loves the Buffalo Bills. He wasn't that bad. And it was just Dolphin fans looking to complain about something for the sake of complaining. So that's all I wanted to talk about. We'll touch up on that game yesterday. Just a couple matchups that the Miami Dolphins absolutely dominated on. Bradley Chubb had his way the entire time against Mekhi Becton, and Jalen Waddle, he owns DJ Reed. He owns DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner. Now let's talk about the AFC standings. This was after yesterday. The AFC is not participating in Monday Night Football tonight as it's 2 NFC teams. You look at the AFC standings, the Baltimore Ravens are still the number 1 seed. They've clinched a playoff spot at 11-3 after beating the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday Night Football. The second seed is your Miami Dolphins at 10-4. The Kansas City Chiefs are the 3rd seed at 9-5, with games coming up against the Raiders, the Bengals, and the Chargers. So they've got it pretty easy. The Jaguars, they are 4th in the AFC, 8-6. They're having a collapse right now. Nobody is talking about it. Trevor Lawrence is hurt, and they're facing one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL next week, Baker Mayfield. And their defense, Jacksonville, has been getting lit up lately. So, yeah, they had a big lead in the AFC South, and now they find themselves in a 3-way tie with the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. Your wild card teams right now are the Cleveland Browns at 9-5. They just keep finding ways to win. You got to give them credit. Cincinnati at 8-6. The Indianapolis Colts at 8-6. The Houston Texans at 8-6. The Buffalo Bills at 8-6. Going to talk about them later on. And then you have the Steelers and the Broncos both at 7-7. So we'll see what happens with both of those teams. But those are your AFC standings. And Mike McDaniel today, before I talk about the last 3 games, I loved what Mike McDaniel had to say about the fact that the narrative's out there that the Dolphins cannot beat any good teams. This is what Mike McDaniel had to say on media narratives this week. Since now they're going to be playing 3 games against teams that have winning records. I'm going to play the clip for you. I love this. You probably love it too. So let's take a listen.
I instructed the players to anything other than concern yourself with the next opponent, which for us is the Dallas Cowboys, and any other narrative that has to do with good teams or playoff seeds or the next 3 games, all that stuff. I gave them the clearance to tell all members of the media to, with all due respect, F off. With all due respect. because all we're focused on is the Dallas Cowboys, and they definitely deserve our attention. So as we clean up our game from the previous, we'll be thinking about that, and the narratives will be what they be, and not really concerned. Know that that's going to exist, but it's really inconsequential for what we're trying to do. Coach.
Boom. Boom. That's all you want to focus on. Stop trying to get ahead of yourselves and talk about the number one seed and talk about the division. We have one goal. We have one goal as of right now. It's the Dallas Cowboys. It's to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And I love that McDaniel said that, because all this media talk is talking about that the Dolphins can't go on the road and they can't beat a good team. The Dolphins are going to, the Buffalo Bills, they're waking up the big bad monsters up right now. The Buffalo Bills, they're as hot as they can be. They dominated the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. Josh Allen didn't have to do shit in that game. Josh Allen threw the ball 15 times, and the Buffalo Bills ran the ball 49 times. And it wasn't just a game where, okay, we're going to run the ball down your throat and it's going to set up opportunities for the passing game. No, we're just going to continue to run the ball until you prove to us that you can stop us. And as much as I hate the Bills, they played a phenomenal game yesterday. I have to give them credit. The Bills looked like a powerhouse, and they are a powerhouse football team right now. You look at the defense. They held the Kansas City Chiefs to 17 points. They held one of the most electrifying offenses in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys, to 10 points and 193 total yards. That is dominating a football game. And from the snap of that football game, the Dallas Cowboys were dominated yesterday by the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills, now that they've been what you call it? They had a hard schedule. They had to play 3 games against the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys, and they came out 2-1. They won 2 out of 3 games, and quite frankly, maybe they should have beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. But now, the Bills are being given a gift. You look at those next 2 games for the Buffalo Bills. They play the Chargers and the Patriots. Both teams' seasons are over. The Chargers have thrown in the towel. The Patriots are tanking for Caleb Williams. So you can basically book it, that the Bills are going to be 10-6 going into the last week of the regular season when they head down to Hard Rock Stadium and face the Miami Dolphins. And folks, I will leave you with this for the night. I will leave you with this. We're truly going to know who the Miami Dolphins are going into the playoffs, because we have goals set up in front of us, okay? You beat the Cowboys, you're in the playoffs. You beat the Ravens, no matter what the Bills do, you're AFC East champs. And then you beat the Bills, Week 18, it's only for seeding. You just beat the Bills Week 18, and you're the number 1 seed in the AFC. Unless you already have that clinched up, unless Kansas City slips up, then that game you're resting players. But we have our goals in front of us, and we're going to truly know who this team's all about. And the best example that I can give you is this. Imagine that you've been talking to a girl on Snapchat for about a month now, okay? You're going back and forth with each other. You're talking about your hobbies. You're talking about school. You're talking about your personal life. You're sending face shots to her. She's sending face shots to you. You're getting along really well. You guys are FaceTiming at night. Everything is going great. And then once that month comes by that you've been talking to her on Snapchat, then you're finally going to meet her at person. And this could go two ways. It could go exactly as advertised, and you guys are getting along together. You guys are having great conversations. You're laughing. Things are going smooth. The vibes are high. Or it could come out as not advertised. She's not what you thought she was, and it's a catfish. That's how I look at these last 3 games. So the Miami Dolphins are either going to be, as advertised, one of the top teams in the NFL, or we're being catfished, and they're not as advertised. And the Miami Dolphins are not as good of a team as we thought we were, as we thought they were. So that's how I see these last 3 games going. That's how the last 3 games are going to be, and that's the perfect situation I can give you guys for an example. And my expectation for this team right now, I just want to make the playoffs. I just want to make the playoffs. So if I had to tell you my expectation, win one out of these next 3 games and get yourself in the playoffs. I'll start with that. I'll start with that as my expectation. And then maybe if we beat the Cowboys this week, my expectation will rise. But right now, my expectation is to win 1 out of the last 3 games and get yourself in the playoffs. Because this team deserves it. This team deserves to be in the playoffs. They're too good not to. So, but it all starts this week on Christmas Eve against the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to be here talking about it. We're going to be doing predictions on Thursday, Friday. We're going to be doing the big preview for the Cowboys against the Dolphins. Sunday night, the game starts at 4:30 on Fox. America's game of the week. This is America's game of the week. So you're getting the A squad on Sunday. You're getting Kevin Burkhardt. You're getting Greg Olsen. You're getting the entire fucking national world watching this game. And I'll tell you what, folks. This game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins is going to have possibly one of the biggest audiences in the entire season watching, because it's Christmas Eve. Families are going to be together. The television is going to be on while the party's going on, while the family's having a couple drinks. And what are they going to be doing? They're going to be watching football, and they're going to be turning on this game. So there is going to be a shit ton of eyes on this game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins. This is the game, okay? The game on Sunday. So this is fucking big, man. If the Dolphins win, we're in the playoffs. So I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to keep doing these extra videos for you guys. Now that the season is winding down and the games are only getting bigger. So every week we're going to be dropping these extras here on the channel. Who knows? I might come by later this week and drop an extra for you guys. I doubt it, but it's possible. So subscribe, comment, hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter, Colin_Joseph. You know the deal. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy and fins up.